Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We are here today to start our week off of Regency Park Suite. It's a gorgeous suite. It has beautiful blues and greens and whatnot. It's typically not colors that I craft with, so that's why I got it, because I want to step outside of my comfort zone, and this was so easy to work with. So I'm so happy to share it with you. Friday's project is super cute and I love it, and you're gonna need a candle. I will give you a tiny little sneak peek. That's it. So buy a candle. My candle's 2x4. So there you go. Okay, now since this is day one, we are gonna go through housekeeping, everything that I used for this entire week. And also I have to mention, I have 2 process videos. They're going to be bonus videos. They are basically me doing the process of what I'm making. So the first one is going to be cards, because you know I like to do cards on day one. Well, I came up with this design, and then the process video shows me doing all 4 of these cards. Okay. So it's just a long process. It just shows you how to make 4 cards at once if you want to. The tutorial is a little slowed down for all levels of crafters. So you'll see me actually stamping and cutting the things out and whatnot. So you'll see all of that from start to finish, but not today. Today we're just going to share with you what we're using. This is the new mini catalog that is January through April 2023. Turn to page 31. We are using this Regency Park. How beautiful. I picked this because it's $138.75, so that automatically gets you some celebration items. Celebration is going on right now, January 5th through February 28th. You get a free item for every $50 you spend, or there's ones here that for every $100 you spend, you get that free item. Okay. I'm not going to show you the celebration book because a lot of it has sold out. And I'm sure they're going to add different items on the website. So definitely check the website. But here we go. You get all of this. Okay. You get 2 stamp sets with this one. The Sentimental Park and the Petal Park. Actually, they're like this in the catalog. 2 stamp sets. Right? You get your embossing folder, which is the cane weave. It's really pretty. You can see it here. Kind of, sort of, maybe. You get the 12x12 textured paper. What I learned, and you'll see this on a different tutorial, because I record my videos as I do them, so wherever the creativity takes me, that's where I go first. So I was doing a tutorial for that, for this shimmer paper, and it's thin, so keep that in mind when you're getting this suite. It's thin. Okay, so I wanted to make a box out of it, but what I was using the box for was too heavy, so it's okay, but it's still really nice. Textured shimmer paper. You get the shaded spruce and the balmy blue and the white. Okay, you get your ribbon, your gems, ribbon. The ribbon's beautiful, has like a denim kind of color in the middle. Okay, and you get your 6x6 paper pad, which, oh, here it is. I have mine right here. Okay, so you get your little 6x6 paper pad. So for me, it was a good buy. I can, you know, use it multiple times. As you'll see here, I've used it 5 times this week. Also, your everyday items from the annual catalog, May 2022 through April 2023. Just your normal, you know, page 122, or your ink colors. You know, just, you know, flipping through our adhesive page, the the ink pads, your dimensionals, your markers, your color pencils, whatever you know, supplies you use, your stamp apparatus, your paper trimmer. I put all those things in the, here's your bling page on 142, 143. Stamparatus, your clear blocks. I put all of that in description box under everyday items. Those are the items that I feel you should have on hand. If you don't, obviously I can put your order in. So there you go. Oh, and the other thing you get, the punch. So you get all of that for, and the dies. How did I miss the punch and the dies? Let me go back to page 30. Yeah, so the punch and the dies as well. So you get all of that. And the 2 stamp sets. And the embossing folder. And the gems. And the ribbon. Right. Today's project. The cards. Okay. Process video shows me again stamping my envelopes, stamping the insides, everything like that. But today we are already cut out and ready to go for the 2 different designs. I have already stamped my envelopes and colored them with my blends. I used Balmy Blue and Daffodil Delight, and I already put them in my card sleeves, so I'm ready for my cards. Okay. We have 2 card bases. Your standard card base, whichever way you like to cut your card, whether you have a horizontal card or a vertical. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, okay. Put those to the side. We do have our inside layers already stamped and colored. My inside layers are 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I'm going to go ahead and glue those in. This tape runner should be fine. Because it's on white paper, I'm going to use tape runner instead of glue, because sometimes you can see your glue lines. So this one's actually cut a little smaller than what I said. Because I mismeasured, so it's fine. I typically do my insides at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, just so it has an 1/8 of an inch border. But this one, I don't know what I did. It's probably watching Golden Girls. More and likely. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get our. I don't know why this Balmy Blue likes to turn my camera yellow. There we go. Inside pieces ready to go. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put my stamp on the back of these. Just because when I'm done, I'm done. There's that and that. Alright. Now I'm going to flip these over. And I'm going to do my front layers. My front layers are exactly the same as our inside layers. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So again, I'm going to use my tape runner. This is how I craft. I just push everything on top of each other. That's why my stamp came out a little smudgy, because my other card was underneath it. I just craft in chaos. I don't know why I do that, but I do. Okay, so here we go, and we're just going to go here and put this on as even as we can. And we're going to do this one. Shaded Spruce is one of my favorite greens. In the catalog, it looks like a bright green, but it's not. It's a more muted green. And this Balmy Blue just reminds me of winter, and it's really pretty. So these are 2 great colors. And then the other color that matches is the Mango Melody. That's beautiful. You'll see that kind of towards the end of the week. So there you go. Alright, so we have our cards. Now, we have our 6x6 sheet of paper. What we're going to do is cut it at 2 inches. Well, I want my card layer to be 2 inches by 5 1/4. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to cut one side down to 5 1/4. Keep this because we are going to use this as a belly band later this week. Now we're going to rotate our paper back to where the 6 inches is on top, and we're going to cut it at 2 inches because we need both of these pieces. So now we have a full card front layer and we have a little piece of a card front layer, right? And here you go. Here's where we're using our full card front layer, and here's where we're using our little piece. Super fun, right? Okay, so we're gonna work, this design is super easy to work 2 at a time. So you can definitely do that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay this down. Again, the process video has all of this super slow. I think the process video is like an hour. It did not take me an hour to make 4 cards, but again, I wanted to make sure that every skill level was able to follow along. All right. I got that layer done. So we might as well, I'll just do 1 card at a time. Okay, so for this one, I chose to do this thanks, these flowers. I think that's it. Yep, let's go with that one. Okay, so the flowers I stamped in Misty Moonlight because I do not have Night of Navy ink. So I used what I had. I had a little stamping spot from a paper pumpkin, so I definitely took advantage of that. I stamped it, I put some Wheat Stella on it, and then I colored it with the Stampin' Blends, the Balmy Blue and Daffodil Delight. Now I'm just putting it in the punch. I'm lining it up as best as I can. And I'm probably overthinking it, more than likely. And I'm gonna punch. Okay. So I have my 3 little flowers, and I know I'm gonna pop them up, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the dimensionals on the back of it. So you have that one, and then I'm just gonna cut 1 in half for the other 2. Let me tell you, these Teflon scissors are amazing for cutting sticky stuff. Got them from Joann's when they had their scissor sale. I think it's still going on right now. I might go get another pair. Okay. Now, here is the little trick to this. So, when you look at the dies, you have the big shape here, but you don't have anything to mat it with. You know, this is actually the matting piece, but I wanted the matting piece to have a matting piece. And so I cut out this one here, and all I'm going to do is cut the flowers off. Easy as that. Now when you cut the flowers off, obviously it's a little wonky looking, so you do need to cover it up with something. That's where my flowers come in, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and glue down our label here. Now this one's kind of tricky to line up straight. To me, it never ever lines up straight. I don't know why. I don't know if the die is crooked or I don't know. There we go. Anyway. And I had already stamped my thanks on there, which came out of the Sentiment Park. And now I'm just going to pop up my flower wherever you want that flower to go. And you're going to do the same for the other 2. So we got a little flower here to cover up the flowers we cut off. And this little guy right here. And then for me, I just kind of pinch the edges up a little bit just to give it a little bit of a curl on the ends. Not too much, just a little bit. I think that looks absolutely adorable. I'm going to use my dimensionals on the back. I'm going to see if I can live with just having 3 like other people do. We're going to find out. I want to make sure my card is opening the correct way. Thankfully, this paper is not directional, so it would be fine. and we're just going to stick it in the center. How cute and easy was this card? You can change the look of it just by changing the colors. I did the Petal Pink and this sheet of paper, but look, you can make a whole little kit just by changing the background colors. You can add gems if you want. I had gems on these ones. This one I do not have any gems on because, you know, if you're going to sell it in a craft fair, maybe you don't want to spend, you know, the extra money for the gems. It still looks very beautiful with just the marker. But for me, I am sending this out, so I'm going to go ahead and add the gems. But I just wanted to show you how it looks with and without the gems. I'm going to use the Take Your Pick tool. And we're going to use 2 small ones and 1 big one. I'm using the Mango Melody dots on this card. And I used the Petal Pink ones on the Petal Pink card. So there you have it. Okay, simple as that. Now, since we already stamped our envelope with a little something, this card is ready to go in your sleeve, and you have one completed card. So if you're going to assembly line them, obviously you do all of your envelopes first and then cut out all your layers. You know what I mean? Just assembly line it. It's super fast and quick. Alright, so that was that one. Now we're going to work on this design. We already have our card base down, our inside stamped, our stamp on the back. All of our pieces are already cut out. So for this one, this is the biggest die here. It does pop out, so you can slide your little insert in. You're just going to slide it in, and just be mindful, there is a little tiny like round hill on the sides that you gotta, sometimes it gets hung up on. But it looks like this time we're good. So just line it up. You really don't have to glue that in there because you're gonna put glue back here, but I'm just gonna put a little piece of glue in there. And again, this is all on the process video. The process video was going to be the video for the start of this week, but it was entirely too long. Alright, so what I forgot, and on the process video I said I wasn't going to forget, but I forgot again. To add the ribbon before you tape down your panel. So it's just a little bit easier before you tape down your panel. If you tape it like this, you know, and you just kind of tape it around on the back like that. It's a little easier, but it's not a huge deal. Obviously, I forgot to... I did it right on this one, and that was it. So, you have your 2-inch piece. And you want that little bit of border. And you have your 2-inch piece here, and you want your little bit of a border. You can cut these down to 1 7/8 just so you have a little bit of a gap. I'm pretty sure that's what I did with this piece. I cut it to 1 7/8 for the cardstock part. Just so you have a little bit of wiggle room, and there's not so much bulk in the middle when you put your ribbon on there. If you don't want to add a ribbon, and you just want the 2 pieces, then cut them both at 2 inches and they'll meet right in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and add that piece. Now your piece that we embossed, this is with the cane folder, cane weave. That's what it looks like. I suggest you use wet glue, whatever your favorite wet glue, because it gets in the nook and crannies. To me, it just feels a little bit more secure. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but that's what it feels like to me. Okay, and I'm matching it up with the side, not with the pattern paper, because I want to have that white border And because this is a 3D folder, your paper is being manipulated. So it could be a little bit shorter than what you cut it. It could come over here where it doesn't look like it's straight. It's all good because you're just going to make it match on your edge, and you don't care what it looks like down here because we're about to cover it. So mine's crooked there, but I don't care. All right, we're gonna take our tear and tape, and let me start mine. The clean edge. I'm so used to assembly lining cards that I always forget to put the ribbon on before I mat my card. But then again, I don't use a lot of ribbon, so it's not a forefront idea, but it's you see, it's not a huge deal at all. We're going to take our tape off. Gluing your ribbon to the panel before you bring it down, it gives you a little bit of a cleaner edge, but I'm good. All right, I'm just going to add a little fire so that way it doesn't fray, and just line that up. Now I'm not pressing hard because I need to add my knot. Let me see how far up I want this right here. Well, I'm going to cut it a little too short, but that's okay. Okay, so I need to add my knot, and I need to take some of this glue down because I just cut it too short. Which again is no big deal. Use your fingernail and just peel that glue down just a little bit. Okay? Alright, you're going to take a length of ribbon, and I got to turn my card upside down to tie anything. You can tie it now, you can tie it after you put your sentiment on. I don't have a preference, it's just whatever I do it. And just make sure when you're tying your knot that your ribbon's going to stay a little bit flat, the back piece. And you can do two. I think I did it twice. Just kind of make it like a square knot, if you will. Okay, and then just make sure you can move your knot up and down. I just want that square part to be in the center. This is why I don't use a lot of ribbon, because I fuss entirely too much over ribbon. It's just unnecessarily fussing. And then because you see the fraying, I don't know if you can see it or not, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that fraying pieces off, and then I'm going to go ahead and use a lighter and melt that just a little bit. And then because I've had this ribbon on and off this tape like 4 or 5 times trying to tie it, I'm just going to add a little bit of wet glue just to kind of make sure that that ribbon is on there. And what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to peel it all up since I cut it too short, and I'm just going to center it. Nobody knows but you. So I just added wet glue on top of that sticky strip, and I'm gonna make it match. There you go. Nobody except for you guys know that I cut that wrong. Just make sure it's where you want it to go, which I think it looks absolutely gorgeous right there. Tie my knot a little bit better. I'm gonna clip my sides on a diagonal. And which side is this one? Kind of a diagonal, and a little bit more off this side. And I'm going to go ahead and light these edges. Be very careful because you have paper and glue, both of which are flammable. You're just tapping it. You're not catching it on fire or nothing. Okay. I love it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take our sentiment. We're going to put our dimensionals on there. And making sure, you know, you put a dimensional on your white piece, and in this case, the Balmy Blue. And I'm just going to add one more. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and kind of center this. Like so. You can add your Wink of Stella, you can add gems, you can add whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and add these flowers. These are just cut out of Petal Pink. I felt that they just gave this blue card, it's kind of a monochromatic card, and I just wanted a little extra color. So I'm going to put the big flower up here and the little flower on the bottom, which the other card I did the opposite. So it's just whatever you're feeling at the time you're making it, that's what you're going to do. Here we go. That's it. The card is done, done, and done. Ready to go in your sleeve. And that's it, guys. So these are great card examples. Oh, the card that I looked at that got the inspiration for these were from Kylie Bertucci. She's an Australian demonstrator. So she's the one that I saw that did the two pieces. Oh my gosh. The 4x6 and the 2x6 piece of paper. And then we cut it down for our card base. So there you are, guys. Definitely check out the process video. I'm going to have that. Oh, I didn't put gems on this one, but that's okay. I'll have the process video if you want to watch it. Absolutely watch it. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.